Everyone. My name's Matt. I had a crazy idea over the past few days. Actually, I've kind of thought about this, and I decided that I want to start a chess video blog. Um, so let me kind of explain my reasoning for wanting to start this video blog. Um, I've played chess competitively. When I say competitively, I've been playing tournaments for about 3 years on and off. Um, I started playing chess. I learned how to play chess when I was in elementary school, as most kids do. Um, I had a local chess club run by a teacher at my school that my parents enrolled me in when I was young, and I took a few lessons. Um, Never really played seriously. Never really took the game seriously until I got to college. Up until then, um, I had a number of opportunities to get into the game, but it wasn't until I got to college and decided that I wasn't gonna play an athletic sport in college, that I decided to pick up chess and to start taking it more seriously. So I joined my chess club at my university. This is a fantastic chess club. Our coach was an international master, is an international master. Um, the team had a national master when I joined, few expert level players, and in the past has produced an international master who's probably going to be a grandmaster at some point within the next few years, as well as a grandmaster who at one point was playing professionally. I think he's in medical school now, but those guys were before my time. But luckily, I've had the chance to meet them, and they're great guys. So at this point, when I was first getting into chess at the competitive level, one of the national masters who was about my age, um, you know, he kind of inspired me to take the game a little bit more seriously. When I joined the club, I really had no idea what studying chess was, what openings were. I dabbled around on chess.com. Actually, that started when I got injured, playing an athletic sport my senior year of high school. Picked up chess as a way to maintain a competitive spirit. And I was 600 on chess.com, played for a few weeks, eventually was able to get my rating up to about 900, and I was able to do that through watching chess video blogs. Interesting enough, you'll see this as a recurring theme. Throughout as I talk about kind of my chess history, you'll see YouTube as really the primary way that I've been learning, and really the reason why I'm interested in chess, not even just from a learning standpoint, but almost from a cultural standpoint. I think that YouTube has really been a great platform for video bloggers, for chess clubs, for chess coaches, for people who find the game interesting. I think that YouTube has really been a great outlet. I can remember early on in my chess days, before I even started playing competitively, I would watch guys like Mato. Mato was probably the first chess blogger, I guess, that I watched. Checkmate. I thought this guy was hilarious, the way he talked. The interest that he had in the game and educating people. That was really inspiring to me. I also watched King's Crusher, Chess Network. And I can remember one big defining moment for me was reviewing one of King's Crusher's videos on Bobby Fischer's game of the century, and King's Crusher at one point posed a question. You know, this this game, as I understood it at the time, was very was well regarded because of this knight pinwheel, right, that you have at the end, toward the end of the game, which is this unstoppable cycle of Fischer grabbing off all of his opponent's pieces with this knight pinwheel. And there's like a move like that sets up that pinwheel like 4 or 5 moves ahead of time. Obviously, I did not. I was like 700 chess.com rating, so I wasn't able to calculate that far ahead. But there was a moment where King's Crusher posed a question. You know, what move would you play in this position? And I guess the move, right? And it was not for any other reason other than that seemed like a natural move to me. I think it was like Queen A5 maybe. I don't have the game in front of me, so I can't take a look at that. But yeah, it's like Queen A5. Like you bring the queen into the game, open up some lines, and I got that right. And for me, that was very inspiring. This is kind of a recurring theme that you'll see, like I said, throughout is the videos, and then there's like this one big every few months, every year or so, one big inspirational moment that kind of renews my fire and renews my interest in chess. You know, growing up, even before that, it was when I first beat my grandpa. Growing up, you know, we play starting when I was 4 or 5, and he would never let me win ever. His philosophy was that if I was going to win, I was going to earn it, and I appreciate that now. At the time, I'm sure I was not happy that he wouldn't let me win, or more that I wasn't winning, because I think when you're a kid, you don't really realize that a lot of the time, you know, people are letting you win. But when I first beat my grandpa, you know, I felt, as you do when you're you know, an amateur novice player, you feel smarter. You know, this is someone who I played 100 times in my life, and this was the first time I beat him, and I was about 12 years old when this happened. If I can, I'll try to find a picture of the game and maybe link it to this or something. The final position. And apologies if I'm repeating myself or I am not clearly stating my thoughts. This is my first video blog, and I won't be editing any of these. I'll try to keep them under 15 minutes so people can listen. But I think that part of my goal for this video series is that I want this to be a very raw look, at least in the beginning, into what my vision for this is. So going back to the story of how I became interested in chess at the college level, you know, this national master brought me in, really made me feel at home in the club, as well as another gentleman who's unfortunately he passed away. I would say his name, but you know, I don't want to give any privacy away. But if you knew what state I was from and you knew what school I went to, you would know who this person was. And he was a very huge benefactor of university and the state, and he really helped out the chess community a lot. Very sad he's no longer with us, but he was one of the guys that got me interested in chess as well. You know, brought me immediately into teach chess at elementary school, just the basics. Brought me onto the university team that went on to play at the Amateur Team East, which was my first big tournament. And you know, he's a great guy. But moving beyond that, we also had an international master who was our chess coach, and I still kind of think of him as my chess coach. I email him from time to time after I play in a tournament, ask him for a review of my games, and he's always willing to give me help on those, which I'm very appreciative for. So when I first played my first amateur team East, I had another one of these chess moments. Right, I was like 693 rated. Probably should have been rated a little bit higher than that, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,100. You know, at times you play higher at a higher rating than what you actually are, especially when you're first starting out. And you know, it was me and the national master and 2 international students who ended up playing for our university team. And if you've ever played in the amateur team East, you know that you have to have an average team rating of under 2,200 to be eligible to play. And to abide by those rules even further, you have to have at least 2 players who are rated to be able to get an average rating. So, as you can guess, 2 international players do not have USCF rating. One was a strong Class B player who ended up beating an expert player in our first game. That guy was of the Marshall Chess Club. We played Marshall in the first round. Strong Class B player. And the other one was about 1,450, I'd say 1,500 maybe. And you have me, 700 about, 690, playing board 2. And we're a pretty strong team. So as you can imagine, I'm playing, you know, candidate masters, experts, strong Class A players, and I even played a national master in our first round. So this was an unbelievable learning experience for me. The games are 3 hours long. For each, I think it's game in first 40 moves, 90 minutes, add 60, and delay of 5. So these were like the first time I ever got to sit down and play these long games, and I'm playing these strong players, and it was just great for me. And I ended up beating a guy who was 1,100 points higher rated than me, and I won a prize for the biggest upset in round 2 of the 2014 Amateur Team East. So for me, that was another one of those big inspiring moments. Moving beyond that, I mean, we went back to the Amateur Team East the year after that, and I kind of started on my own, not studying chess yet, but I started playing in tournaments by myself. I started playing more on chess.com. By this point, my rating had moved up 1,100, 1,200. And then once I graduated college, I found that chess was a really good opportunity for me to kind of blow off some steam, kind of not distract myself from work, but trying to kind of give another outlet for me to focus energy, as opposed to spending all my time on work. So I started playing more, I started studying more, and I set this goal at the beginning of 2017 that I would become an expert player by the end of the year. And I'm sorry, this was just like the worst move I could have made in this position. I'm watching this game run back. I make any other move in that position, and I keep my queen and I win. And it's just, that's terrible. Do I end up queening a pawn in this? I think I end up losing on time. Let's see here. Yeah. I don't think this is one. I think you can maybe potentially drop that bishop back in time. Not there, obviously. Yeah. That's bad. Okay. I'll try not to comment too much on those and kind of review after. So yeah, after school, I started playing more and started studying more. And at the beginning of 2017, I set a goal that I want to be an expert player by the end of 2017. And my rating right now is about 1,400. I would say that I would feel very confident playing in a tournament that was 1,400 rated. I think I would have a very good chance at winning that tournament. I play at a local chess club in Massachusetts, and strong players, international master, bunch of expert level players, bunch of Class A players, and you know, I haven't played in a long tournament in a while, and I feel that I'm probably slightly underrated. I know how this goes with chess ratings. You feel your certain strength, and you get to a tournament, you sit down, and you kind of realize that blitz chess is different than long chess, as they call it. But I would feel confident playing in a field of under 1400. So I think maybe I'm slightly underrated. But regardless, the goal of this video series will be, for me, is to reach expert level, or 2000 by the end of 2017, and for the audience, my goal is to show you how I do this, right? And I know that there are some series on YouTube and on the internet that are similar to this. One of them is John Bartholomew's Climbing the Rating Ladder. And also I think John Bartholomew, he's made an effort to actually kind of show this also by going back through his games from when he was young. I've watched a few of those. But this is different because it's not a grandmaster or a master reviewing his old games and saying where his mistakes are. This is someone who has not reached that level yet, and in real time you'll be able to see how I'm growing as a player, what mistakes I make, what strategies I choose to study. I'll be playing some online games. I think this position here is very instructive. He takes with the bishop. I'm going to win something. Bishop's pinned. I can't take now because the bishop is hanging on e2. Put the rook's there. So stuff like this. I mean, I think I was in. You'll watch some of these videos, and I'm clearly in a worse position and not in a good position at all. But I'll be able to find some sort of way out, or I'll take you at least through my thought process of in these games, but I'll take you through my thought process of what it's actually like to be a novice player, because I still consider myself to be a novice. Some people would say 1400 is, I think it's about around the average for a tournament level player statistically. But for someone who wants to play chess seriously, I still consider it a novice level, and I really want to be considered a strong player at some point. So I think, it's going to be very beneficial for people to watch this video. I have a lot of ideas for special segments that I want to do. I have some ideas for rook. I'm sorry, watching this again. Rook takes c5. Not sure why I didn't play that move, but I have some ideas for how I want to go about this, and I want to make it fun. I want to make it interactive. So that's the goal for this series. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll cut it off now. If people are interested in this, I will, I'll be more than happy to make any edits. But I want to do this first and foremost because I think it'll make me commit to this goal, and I think that there's a lot of benefit to having this type of thing online. So hope you will be on this journey with me, and look forward to help you guys out in the meantime, and wish me luck.